Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to this week's Monday Morning Motivation. Jess is away today, so you get me. I am Gina Ledwith with Clutter Boss, and I hope you're all having a great week so far, right? We're not that far into it yet. So welcome. If you're here, let me know you're here. Say hello. Um, the light is so bright outside my window right now. I feel like I'm like got a spotlight on me. But anyway, I am so excited to be here. I don't normally get to, and it's so great to be here. So I'd love to see who's here with me. Just let me know, say hello. I wanted to share what I've been finding really important and impactful message. Okay, hold on. I just lost you all. There you are. Okay. Hello, Denise and Mary. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Emily, hello. So, this message that I want to share with you today is one that I've been using. It could be considered a mantra, and that is the thought or the belief or the mindset that I get to do this. I get to fill in the blank. Hello, Brenda. So there are lots of things that can come into our day and our lives that are a struggle, that are difficult, right? That we wish maybe we didn't have to go through, or we wish we didn't have to deal with. The thing is that we get to do that, right? That means we're still here, we're still alive, we're still thriving, hopefully, even if we have to navigate some challenges, right? So we get to. So flipping our mindset to something of that nature where I get to do this, like it's a blessing that I get to walk around and do things, or that I get to navigate a different situation or a difficult conversation, or whatever the difficulty or the thing we don't want to do. Hello, Susan. Whatever that might be. I mean, even if it's a walk, like we want to go for a walk today, but like we want to, but we really don't want to, right? So I'm going to use that as the example because I think it's a really simple one, is that we get to, like, instead of like, oh, I gotta go on a walk, I really don't want to. I get to do this, right? There are people who don't, right? And that can probably be true for a lot of things that we go through where we're dreading or we don't want to do. Hello, Susan. So using that mindset and really, really trying to have that power your days, um, the thought that I get to do this, not I have to do this, not I should do this, not I don't want to do this, but I get to do this, because there are opportunities that, and I say opportunities, right? Because I feel like everything, even challenges, there's an opportunity there to learn something. Good morning, Susan. Great to see you. Got a couple Susans here today. 3 Susans in a row. Look at that. But if we can flip our mindset to be more like, I get to do this, right? I get to go for a walk. I get to work on self-care. I get to, communicate with a loved one or a friend or whatever the case may be in a way that may be a little challenging. So I get to declutter my home, right? I have a home, right? So I get to make it what I want it to be. I would love to hear anybody's comments on this. If you've tried this before, if it's sounding like, well, wait, how do I even do that? It takes time. It takes work. It is a mindset shift, 100%, right? We have to shift from, ugh, I don't really feel like this today, to I get to do this today. So we could start small. We can definitely start small, like with things like, in the morning, if one of your goals is to get outside and get sunlight in your first 10, 15, 30 minutes of your morning, you get to do that, right? You get to go do that. If walking or some other form of exercise is something that you want to do, and we can use this for goal setting for sure. But I think it's a great mindset when we're faced with some kind of obstacle or challenge that feels really difficult. The point is, you're here to navigate that. You get to navigate that, whatever that is. And so it's a blessing. It is a blessing that not everyone obviously gets, right? They don't get at whatever age we are. Like there are people that don't have that opportunity to live that age, that year. And so using that for anything at all, and this can be especially true for things that are difficult or things that we don't want to do. It's a gratitude practice, right? Being aware that we are struggling because we get this opportunity. Um, so Denise is saying she changed her mindset by saying, I get to do the dishes or I get to make my own bed in my own home. And these are amazing examples. Thank you, Denise, for sharing that. This is exactly what I mean. It can be used for anything. Mindset shifts take a long time, though. So it's not like tomorrow, all of a sudden, everything you do is going to be like, oh, I get to do this. Oh, great. Yay. And no more challenges, right? But if we continue to practice, because it is a practice, saying to ourselves, I get to do, like I'm going to use Denise's examples here. Denise gets to do the dishes and she gets to make her own bed in her own home because she's blessed by having a home with a bed with dishes, right? So it is a different mindset for sure. And it is a gratitude practice that we can use daily. But I think it's also a really powerful strategy when we're faced with something we don't want to do or that we're dreading or that is difficult for whatever reason. So decluttering is a perfect example, right? Maybe we don't want every day to try to focus some amount of time on making our homes more what we want, but you get to do that. It's a choice, right? You get to do it. And if we shift our mindset to that, I get to instead of I have to or I don't want to. So you see, it's a flip of from negative to positive. And the perspective of I get to is really the more you practice that gratitude, the more alive, the more positive, the more momentum. There's just so much more that can come from a mindset like that than a mindset like, ugh, I don't want to do this today. Why do I have to do this? Why me? I can't figure this out. You get to figure this out. And there are ways, there are paths forward for all of it. We get to, right? So challenges have lessons too. Challenges are not all negative. We are to learn something from those challenges. So when you're struggling through anything, whether it's a challenge or just a daily chore or a goal, whatever the case may be, remind yourself that you get to do this. You have the ability, you're here, you have time, you have whatever it is, right? In Denise's case, she has a home, she has dishes, she has a bed to sleep in. So these are things that we don't want to take for granted. And if we flip that script to one of gratitude and positivity, it can really help not only in that feeling of, living in a feeling of gratitude is extremely, what I want to say, it's just a feel good, right? But using this mindset to your advantage when you're faced with a challenge that is difficult or something you want to do, but you don't really want to do, right? So you have this goal, but do I really want to do this right now? You get to do it. And even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever that small amount of time we want to start with, that's fine. Just keep going with it. The more you do it, the more you build. So continue to try to shift your mindset when you're faced with one of those thoughts of, don't really want to do this. This is difficult. This is challenging to, I get to do this. And yes, getting to do it doesn't mean it's not difficult. Getting to do it means that you're here. You're able to navigate this. You're given the opportunity to figure something out. You are taking steps towards goals that you want to achieve. And all of that is positive. So you can learn something in difficult situations. So just try to remember using the mindset, the simple mantra, I get to. I get to fill in the blank. Anybody else want to share anything that they feel like this would be helpful in, or if they've used it before, that would be helpful. Oh, Mary. So yeah, so Mary's sharing. Thank you. This is not always easy to acknowledge or, voice out loud. Her motivation's greatly diminished lately. So here's the thing. We don't need to know why, right? We don't need to know why our motivation is lacking. I will tell you that action absolutely spurs motivation. Action gets you to feel differently. You're moving, you're taking action, and that helps. But in order to get yourself up and moving, first of all, you can commit to a very small amount of time. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, whatever that looks like. But remind yourself that you get to do that. You're here making the decision, you're making a choice, and you get to do that. And that one first step will be the most difficult. But if you can shift your mindset, it really can be helpful. Not easy, but helpful. Emily's saying, I love this thinking. I get to organize my home. I have a home I love, and I get to keep it the way I love. Exactly, right? We can apply this to a lot of things in life, but obviously we're doing a Monday morning motivation for Clutter Boss. So applying it to your decluttering efforts is definitely perfect. I use the Clutter Boss's term, it's all clutter, whether it has value. I still say it's all clutter. Yeah, I mean, everything, right? It's not just about the physical stuff. It's about the mindsets. It's about what we're talking about here, right? Shifting mindsets, negative self-talk, negative judgments of ourselves. This is all clutter, 100%. Hello, Andy, Karen. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope this is something you can carry with you to navigate the challenges that come up, to get yourself motivated, to start the ball rolling, because I promise you it will build. If you continue to take consistent action, not only physically towards whatever the goal is, but consistent action in navigating the mindsets and to building more positive mindsets. Keep at it. It is so worth it when you can shift from a negative mentality or a negative emotion to a more positive, supportive mindset. Mindset is where it begins, right? You can take action, but the mindset's being positive, and to me, I get to is a very positive mindset. And you can use that for anything. All right. So remember that when you're struggling, when you're not wanting to do something you set out to do or said you would, but also be mindful that your expectations are not unrealistic, right? So, for example, and this is a drastic example, but you've heard me say, hey, if it's 2 minutes, if it's 5 minutes, perfect. It's perfect. I'd say perfect is not the right word to use here, but it's great, right? But when we say, "Oh, I'm gonna declutter an hour every day. That's what I have to do in order to get this done." It's not realistic. It's just not. I mean, maybe sometimes it would be for some people, but in general, most of the time, that is not a realistic expectation. And what we tend to do is we set our expectations against the amount of work we see needing to be done. And so, oh my gosh, to get this all done, I'm going to have to work so much and so hard. And the consistent action is more important. So try to make sure your expectations are aligning with reality and what's actually possible for you time-wise. Not that you can't do it. It's just that, does this really fit? Does this fit my schedule and my timeline? So I'll leave you with that. Just really try it. Try out the mindset of, I get to fill in the blank. I get to be here with you all. I get to do this amazing work every single day, which I absolutely love. There are tough days though, right? Life throws stuff at me just like anyone else. So when life throws you any of that crappy stuff, just try to keep remembering you get to, if nothing else, make a choice, and you can do something small, start small, that will make an immense impact on the positivity of your week. So, oh, you're very welcome, Mary. I hope this has helped. Consistent action. Oh, absolutely. I love it too, because that is what's key. Consistency, not how much time. Consistency doesn't mean the same thing every day, but you get to do this. You get to make that decision. So keep at it. Try to flip that mindset when you're feeling challenged with negativity. You get to make a different decision. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. I hope you all have an amazing week. And anytime, let us know how you feel about any of the topics we bring up here. And if they've helped you in your week, we love to hear about it. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing week. Take care. Bye for now.